and I had no friends. And then changes happened in my life when I started playing football. Then I got the right confidence to express myself, my body and everything. And then music happened. Boom, I'm a rock star.
Hi, I'm Nick and I'm joined by King for the latest in Enemies in Conversation series. How's it going today?
It's going amazing. I'm excited for everything.
How long have you been in London for?
I'm here for 4 more days maybe, and I was here for a week. Yeah, it's super busy.
Has it all been work or has there been time to do fun stuff?
Yeah, I'm here mainly for working.
Yeah.
But I'm just roaming around and watching everything and noticing, taking notes. So next time I'm coming here, I'm definitely gonna have fun.
What made you want to call the new album New Life? Like, what's the concept behind it?
Actually, I created this album, few of tracks from this album 4 years back when I came out of this reality show called MTV Hustle. And at that time I thought this is the new life that I'm entering in. But after 4 years, and then the COVID happened and I released 2 more albums and it blew up. And now I realize after releasing my last album that this is the new life. So it's just the decision that I made. And yeah, sonically and in every aspect, personally, professionally, everything, now this is the new life. And I want people to understand that if a Delhi boy, coming from streets can make it, then I think anybody can do it. So that's the goal behind this album.
And you've been working on it for 4 years, you say?
Yeah. After that show, yes, I've been working 4 years, day and night. So yeah, I'm just releasing projects, albums after albums. So yeah, it's going to be my 3rd album, I guess. Yes.
How is this album different from the previous 2, would you say?
This album is different on every aspect, visually, creatively, lyrically as well, and definitely musically, sonically. We have blended so many sounds into this, and we took care of this thing. If we I never wanted to clash 2 different sound, so I've studied in this 4 year what Western sound sounds like, what Indian sounds like, and tried to find a midway.
How does your songwriting process tend to work? Do you tend to start with a beat or would you start with lyrics? Or can it start in any kind of way?
Initially, I used to go with the lyrics only, but then I got introduced into free beats and music, and then I started writing with the beat. So now I personally prefer beat first, music first, because I see, for me, I have a quote for this, that lyrics is the body and music is the soul. So I listen to the soul first, then I create the body. So that's how I like it nowadays.
Are you someone who makes voice memos when an idea comes into your head?
I think every artist does this, and it's a great way to remember, because there's so many things in our minds, So it's better to record something if something comes up in your mind. So yeah, so you don't forget things.
What story are you trying to tell with this album? What would you say the main themes are on there?
So while I was doing this album, there's one fact about India, that we are so diverse and we have many cultures, many feelings, So I took care of this thing, that whatever track I'm writing, it should be 100% of that feel. It shouldn't mix with the other one. That's the one thing. And also to make people understand that Indian sound could blend with any sound in this world. And yeah, that was the whole goal behind it. And I think, yeah, it's gonna work well.
Why was Crown the right song to launch this album era with? Why was that the best kind of first song out the blocks?
Yeah. So Crown, if you talk about Crown, I don't consider Crown as a song. It's a musical piece for me. It's just a presentation. So I'm very keen about all these things, to present my artistry, and everybody, come up with the cover art and album art, like this my album is coming. I don't like this way, I like to create my own ways. When I know that I have right resources, right people with me, so why not a full musical piece that presents an album? So that was a musical piece which presents an album and track list. So that's how I came up with this idea. We shot for like 18 hours straight, and yeah, it's all worth it. Also, I made that video just to let people know that this is going to be out of the box. Nobody has ever done a introduction like that, in India. So that was my idea. It was never about nobody has ever done it. I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna be that. No, I'm gonna be me. That was the whole goal. And this time, why I say this is the new life, because now I have all the right people, right resources, right passion, and to create something out of the box. So yeah, this is the new life.
Yeah, what kind of people do you like to surround yourself with? Like, how do you pick collaborators and, I guess, managers, people like that?
So if you talk about the people around me, not artists, then I like to be surrounded myself with passionate people, ambitious people, and who are workaholic. And that's unusual for an artist, because most of them always doing parties and stuff, and which is great. But I feel like I don't have right now at this moment. I don't have time to go out there and party and to celebrate my success. It's not that I'm a slave of my music. It's just how I like it, because I'm not gonna be 27 again. So this is my time. So I want to put 100%, and I'm blessed by the God that I have great team, and everybody comes on board with my team, with my blueprint, and they work so hard. Every new guy, and they learn new things from the OGs. Like I have my manager Shweta Oja and Bhavyanand, so they learn from them, and yeah, that's how we work. So right now we all are so workaholic, as you know my schedule. I just told. Yeah, so that's how I keep myself nowadays. And collaboratively, I feel like I'm open to anything, whatever sounds great. There is no language barrier for me. There's no musical barrier for me. There's no genre barrier for me. Nothing. It's just artistry. Because for me, artistry is just a blank paper and a pen. I would say it's almost free, a pen and a paper, but it could be priceless.
Who have you collaborated with on the album?
Oh, I've got some surprises. I want to break. Yes, I have Julia Michaels.
Wow,
in this album.
She's an amazing songwriter.
Yes, sir. And Gucci Mane.
Wow.
Yes.
So how did each of those collaborations come about? Did you reach out to them, or was it the other way around?
For Julia Michaels, yeah, we reached out to them, and they really loved the tracks and everything. Julia Michael is in Runaway, and We Are the Ones is Gucci Mane.
Wow.
Yeah. So we made all the tracks, and then we sat and discussed what kind of feel is going with Gucci and Julia. So that's how we reached out.
What was the vibe you were going for with Runaway?
It's my retirement song. The track is all about I'm going somewhere. You don't have to track me. You don't have to ask questions. I've done enough in this life, and now I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. Just don't follow me now. You don't have to get inspired by me. You don't have to learn something from me. I'm just gonna live my life the way I do. Maybe I'm gonna be a cook after this, and whatever. Maybe a carpenter. Who knows? So that's my retirement song. And also, when you listen to that track, it gives you a relaxing feels. Yeah. I mean, retirement is equal to relaxing, right? So yeah. Keeping all the bullshit aside in life and just relax. That track is all about this thing, relaxing. So that's how I came up with this idea. And when we were creating that track, Runaway, me and Dave, who produced this track, he's a great producer, and we all fell sick at that day. We were in Bombay, and he was like, bro, what's the vibe today? Bro, the vibe is ill. I'm not feeling fine. So let's just create something that doesn't take too much time. So we created that track in about an hour.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. We were relaxing and sick. Yeah.
You need to go to the studio sick more often, maybe. Then. If it was that quick and easy.
If that's gonna be the particular genre I'm hitting, yeah, definitely I'm gonna be like 104 degrees Celsius fever, dropping bangers. It's laughing.
What was with the Gucci Mane track? Like, what's the vibe of that? Like, what kind of sound were you going for on that one?
I don't know, man. I feel like it's just magic that happened, and I love his verse, the way he enters in the verse. And while I was doing that track, so yeah, again, I was in studio and Dave asked me, "What's the vibe?" And I was like, "Bro, imagine monsters are having party." That's my vibe. And I told him other things too, which I cannot tell right now. So it's going to be purely rage. So and I told him that I want a drop which is never heard before, which doesn't have any specific pattern. It should be chaotic. So that's how we come up with this idea. And then he was like, "Bro, how about Gucci, this track?" I was like, "Bro, yes." Then we come up with this idea, and then we reached out to Gucci, and he really liked this track, and yes, it happened.
Wow.
I think I'm blessed enough in every case. Julia Michaels, Gucci Mane, Nick Jonas. I'm blessed.
Well, yeah, that's a big collaboration that people have already heard.
Yeah.
What made you think of Nick Jonas? Because like, it's not necessarily the most obvious choice.
It's a funny story. So I was doing my India tour last year, and I was about to get on the stage. Then I got a call from Jay Mehta, who's the MD, Warner MD India, and he's like a big brother to me. And he called me up, and he rarely calls me. We always talk on text. So he's a busy person. So he called me and he was like, "Yo, I have this idea. How about Nick Jonas on Man Meri Jaan?" I didn't even give it a thought. Like for a second, I was like, "Yes, hell yes." Because back in 2016, I used to roam in scooter in the streets of Delhi, and I used to talk. I used to tell my friend, "Bro, I love his Bacon track." Yeah. So I used to listen Bacon on repeat, and I used to think like, "Bro, how is gonna be if I get a chance to collaborate with Nick Jonas? How's it gonna be?" And my homie was like, "Bro, you're gonna nail it. You're gonna do it. It will happen. Trust me." So when that call came, and I was like, "Yes, I'm in." And the best part is, I'm gonna give definitely some credits to Priyanka Chopra, who did a great job. Who I think the kind of work he did in Man Meri Jaan, Nick Jonas, is really amazing, and you won't believe it's just 2 take track. First, he sent me a draft, a demo, and there was few lines which are not going well, and I told them that these are not going well. And the second take, that was the final take. So that's how I'm giving credits to Priyanka Chopra for this. Yeah. So that's how it happened. It just happened like this. We're about to meet, we're about to shoot the video together, but then this thing happened. I fell sick, and then after that, he fell sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's just shoot it in green screen. Yeah. But it was amazing.
Did he take the feedback well after the first day? Did he?
Yeah.
He didn't sulk or anything?
Yes, and like he's a great artist. That's where I realized that he's a great artist. When somebody is open for ideas, any artist, and despite of thinking that who they are and at what level they are, and if they are open for the ideas, I think it's a blessing. So I think he did the right thing, and he inspired me in that case. No matter how big you get, you should always open for the new ideas, for the new artists. So that's what I learned.
I've got to say, I've interviewed him and his brothers, and they're probably some of the most polite pop stars I've ever met.
Oh,
they have
yeah.
such good manners. They're
You
always
won't
so
believe he texted
polite.
me on Instagram, and he was like, "Can you drop me your number?" I dropped him, and I just finished the Bangalore show at that time. And next morning, I woke up, having my breakfast, and I sent him the number, and he FaceTimed me. I was like, "Yo," like, what the fuck? Wait a second. And the next thing he did was, "Okay, talk to Priyanka." And she was sitting right next to him, and she was like, and then we talked about all the non Bollywood music and everything, and she praised my music and everything. Yeah, it felt really good. It felt like a
Amazing.
dream. Yeah, I'm still kind of figuring it out how it happened, what it happened. It's like a dream to me. So yeah.
We spoke briefly about this earlier, but your break was a reality show, MTV Hustle. What was the show like, and what did you learn from doing it?
The first season that happened, I was a contestant there, and it was a 3-month preparation during the show. And for me, as my backstory, I faced a huge inferiority complex throughout my teenage. So when that show happened, it helped me, being an extrovert, express yourself and stuff. And also it helped my artistry because every week you have to create a new track and to perform it. And that was the first time I was facing a camera. And that was the first stage I ever stepped on. That was my first show. And I was on a pan-India reality show.
Wow.
So that was, this side it was all pressure and this side it was all artistry. So somehow I, handle it. So that was a great exercise. I took it as an exercise. And in the second season, I was the squad judge there. And yeah, so I told all the artists that it's a great exercise. Don't take it as a competition, because I never took it as a competition. You are an artist. You can never win one fight. You can never be number one. It's a lot more there. So just learn as much as you can, because there are 300 people working for you, for each artist. 3 months, right? So it's a great exercise, great time to learn everything. You have great mentors, and the people behind the camera is working, the music directors and everything. So yeah, I think second season as a squad judge was also an experience and a learning how to motivate each and every artist when they come on stage. I think that's as an artist, you go through a lot of, this negative thoughts that nobody supports me and everything. But when you see someone who was contestant in the first season and then now a squad boss,
Yeah.
you set an example of a little bit of success, that, okay, this guy made it. If he's telling something, that might make sense. So that was the whole idea behind it. And I always wanted to be a hype man for the artist. So yeah, that was a great spot for me to be in hype man. So yeah, I did my job.
You mentioned that as a teenager you felt an inferiority complex.
Yeah.
Why did you feel that way?
Maybe I was too young to realize that in your teenage, rejection is not a big thing. You are just a kid. But I took it too serious. I had no friends back then. I was this emo guy, sitting in home and thinking about world, how it's going to look like. So yeah, and also there was few things that I don't want to talk about. Some, skin color related to things. So I don't want to talk about. But yeah, as a teenager, I faced all of it, and I had no friends and rejections, and nobody gave me a chance to, nobody gave me the right motivation to speak up for myself and stuff. Then I get into football. I was a sportsman. So yeah, then changes happened in my life when I started playing football. Then I got the right confidence to express myself, my body and everything. And then music happened. Boom, I'm a rock star.
When did music kind of take over from football? And
Oh.
why did that happen? Did you want to be a footballer originally? Was that?
Oh yeah, I so wanted to be a footballer back then. I played for like 4 years, nationals and everything,
Wow.
professionally. And this is like, it's still a question for my homies, like how can you become a rock star and you used to be a football player? And I still tell them I have no clue. I have no clue. I don't know, maybe I've been a good listener, good music listener, I say. From the age of 5, I used to listen to Backstreet Boys and Vanga Boys and many artists. And then I grew up listening to other things, Beyonce, Justin Timberlake, Timbaland, Lil Wayne, so many artists. So there was inside me, I felt like there was always inside me, music was always inside me. And then I got a chance to go on a mic and spit some bars, then yes, I think magic happened then. I realized that, okay, this is something that I can pull off, this is something that I should try, definitely. And then this thought came in my mind that if not now, then when? Then I think it happened, yeah.
And how long after that did you go on MTV Hustle? Was that quite soon after? Or was there a period in between where you were kind of...
Yeah. So back in 2018 end, in the winters, I was dropping tracks like every week, different genres. I was so aggressive about dropping tracks, and I just wanted to do music, no matter how much time it takes. 15 years, 20 years. Even if I don't make it, maybe I used to think like that. Even if I don't make it, I'm not gonna end something, my life with something that I always wanted to do. So that's how I was so aggressive back then. And then I got a call from this reality show. And then 2019. From 2019, it's 2023. It's 4 years now. It's a very small span of time. Yes, it's just 4 years.
Wow. What's been your proudest moment so far, would you say?
Proudest moment?
Yeah, in that 4 years.
Every moment that I live. I'm a person who has spent all his life in Delhi, the capital, and never went outside, and always used to think about how this world gonna look like. Okay, London looks like this in pictures and videos. Okay, now I'm getting chance to go everywhere and express myself. Pardon my English. My English is very bad, but still.
No, it's not bad.
But every day when I wake up, every day is a new challenge, and every day is a blessing for me. That I'm blessed enough to face this challenge. So that's how I take it. And from past 4 years, I'm just living my dream. I'm still in a dream. I don't want to wake up.
How do you see your purpose as a musician?
I won't say I want to set an example. But I just want people to see me as a person who did whatever he wanted. Yeah, I mean, that's the only purpose of my doing my music. And also a person, I want people to see me as a person who never boxed himself. And he was just an artist who wanted to do his stuff his way. That's it. No pressure, no nothing, no number ones, no number twos, nothing. Just good music that can relate to people. As the most relatable artist.
When did you reach the point where you realised that as an artist you can kind of do everything? You can think outside the box. Did you always know that, or did it take a while to get to that place? So
in this 4 years, I think this is the time that when I realized that I can do things out of the box, because, as I told you, now I have right resources, right people around me, and it's very important to have those things. So all of these years I was just hustling for this moment. Because all of the ideas, it was inside my brain, like, I get since a very long time, but this is the right time to express it. So you can say with this album, New Life, and I'm not promoting, I'm legit telling you this thing. With this album, I feel like I've done those things which was in my mind. So yeah, this is the first time I'm gonna go out of the box.
What's your plan for the rest of this year and going into 2024? Is touring part of the...
Yes, the plans are like giving the biggest album, biggest single, and I might sound cocky, but yeah. And biggest India tour, definitely. And a successful international tour. That's how it's going to be. And a lot of music next year, 2024. I want to put a lot of music because it took me like eight months continuously working on this album, and I realized that I'm running out of songs. As an artist, I don't feel right about it, because I used to be that person who used to drop tracks every week back then. So I'm kind of missing my old self. So now I'm gonna bring it back next year. With 10x knowledge and everything. So let's see what things I'm gonna do next year. So it's gonna be a lot of music.
Do you like having a lot of songs ready to go, on your laptop, or songs that are almost finished? Does that feel kind of comforting that there's more coming?
Fun fact, as is Mane and Nick, if you talk about, I wrote that track 5 years ago.
Huh.
So I have those tracks also. In this album also I have few tracks which I wrote like 3 years or 5 years ago. And also the tracks which I wrote on the spot. So for the next year, I have a bank with me, and purposely I haven't created another bank, because I'm gonna meet so many great producers now. And as I told you before, the music gives me lyrics. So I'm gonna sit with new souls. I'm gonna listen to new souls, and then I'm gonna create new music. So yeah, it's 50-50.
Is there anyone you really want to collaborate with, or do you don't want to say it yet? Do you not want to put it out there? Is there anyone on the wish list that you can talk about?
Producer or the artist?
Both.
Both. I think for this year, I'm I'm done. Like Julia and Gucci was in my wish list, and for the coming years, yes, I see Jack Harlow.
Wow. Yeah.
I want to do something with Jack Harlow, and 2 years back, I've created a track. I wrote this track, and I thought that it will suit crazy. You know, it will go crazy if Jack Harlow jumps on this track. So 2 years back, I wrote something. So it's same as the bacon story. So yeah, let's see how it's happened. Yeah. So Jack Harlow and whatever comes in my destiny, I feel like all of them are great, and I'm a fan of all. So yeah.
Would you like to work with Timbaland one day? Because you said you listened to him growing up.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Timbaland and Justin Timberlake. Yes.
Put it out there in the universe. Like
God.
someone will be listening.
Yeah. Timbaland and Timberlake. Yes. Yes. They are genius. They are genius. Even if not a song, just a picture would be enough for me. And there's one more artist that I want to collaborate with, but it's totally depends on the destiny. And his name is Sting.
Wow.
I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan.
What do you like about Sting?
Everything he creates. Everything. He creates souls. Every song of his, if you listen to that, every song is so different, but at the same time is so familiar, you know. And whenever I listen, Fragile from past 3 years, it's my sleep song daily. I cannot sleep without Fragile, and I have my own video in my mind when I listen to Fragile. So that's the best thing about Sting. If you listen to him, you can create your own video. You can create your own universe in your head. So it gives me relief, and the lyrics and everything, the music, it's so amazing. I'm so inspired, and I'm a huge fan.
Hopefully you could bump into him while you're in London. It could happen.
Damn. Again, if not gonna collab, one photo would be enough for life for me.
I'll just ask one last question. It's slightly cheesy.
Yeah.
What do you want people to think when they hear the name King?
A guy who broke the barriers and live a life on his terms. And a nice guy.
Oh, that's a good answer. Well, yeah, thank you so much for your time. It's been
Thank you
real
so
fun.
much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.